Australia's annual rate of inflation has jumped higher than expected in November, lifting 7.4%. Business reporter Edward Boyd filed this report.
The annual rate of inflation has surprised economists and lifted more than expected in the month of November to 7.4% as the seasonally adjusted number. Economists were expecting slightly lower at 7.2%, but we can put up a graphic on the screen showing the trimmed mean. That's the one the Reserve Bank looks at. That lifted to 5.6%, and that's the figure that they take when they make their cash rate decisions. They obviously want to see the trim mean lower. But if we go to the next slide, you can see some of the things that went up in price during the year to November, and housing costs up almost 10%. That includes rents, which we know have been rising sharply, along with new property prices. Food costs as well, up 9.4%, and within that index, fruit and veg, that was up 9.5%. Dairy products were up 15%. And bread and cereals up about 11%. Transport there on the screen, you can see that's up 9%, but within that index, you have petrol prices, which lifted by 16.6%. And then you've got furniture, household equipment and services, and you can see that was up pretty strongly too. So some pretty big increases here over the 12 months to November for the consumer price index. It won't be another 4 weeks until we get the December numbers, but clearly inflation in Australia was still slowly rising throughout the back end of 2022, and it looks like it could peak at about 8% by December 2022. So we're going to continue to see inflation lifting over the course of the rest of last year. Retail spending, it just keeps getting to new record highs month on month. And the big thing, obviously, in the month of November was the Black Friday sales. The Bureau of Statistics actually call it out in their media release that they put out earlier today. And you can see monthly retail spending was $35.9 billion. That's up 1.4%. And when you compare it to November 2021, retail sales were up 7.7%. And if you think about it, the ABS say all the main things that you'd expect that went up in sales did. So department stores had a really strong month. Food was not as strong as previous months, but clothing and furniture, those things all went up in sales during November, and it's all due to the Black Friday sales.